Viewers, our top focus is the Flashpoint in Falta, where clashes happened between TMC and BJP. This exactly happened at Hashim Nagar under the Falta Assembly constituencies in the 24 Parganas. Central forces ended up resorting to lathi charge to take the situation in control amidst the clashes in West Bengal's Falta. Locals have made some extremely serious and sensational allegations. Locals basically claim that they were threatened by TMC, and also they were threatened that their houses will be burned down, their kids will be targeted. Listen in to what the locals on ground have to say.
পুলিশ সকাল থেকে আমরা আছি ইসরাফিলকে ধরার জন্য। ইসরাফিল বাড়ি বাড়ি আগুন লাগিয়ে দিবে বলেছে, আর বলেছে রক্তপাত করে দিব 4 তারিখে। আমরা জিটি আইতর মধ্যে আসি ইসরাফিল টিএমসি নে বলা, হ্যাঁ টিএমসি কে ওই ইসরাফিল চকদার বলেছে। আর ওরা আমরা এই মীমাংস করতে দুষ্টিকে ধরো কেন এরকম বলবে।
हम लोग टीएमसी को वोट दिया था, हम लोग फिर भी हम पर हमला किया था इसराफिल चौधर।
वो कौन है?
यहाँ पे जीपी के प्रधान है,
टीएमसी के नेता है।
अभी
आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं?
हमको इसराफिल को गिरफ्तार चाहिए, हमको सुरक्षा चाहिए, महिला को सुरक्षा चाहिए। महिला को कोई हमको घर से बुलाए कि मीटिंग के लिए जाना नहीं चाहिए।
All right, I'm being joined by my colleague Shivam. He is live with us on the broadcast. We're also being joined by our esteemed guests. I'll be introducing them and we'll be going to them as well to get a bigger perspective on what is happening in Falta, the violence and obviously the clashes, drama we are seeing on the ground in battleground Bengal. But first to Shivam to understand the ground report. Shivam, over to you. Take us through what is the ground situation like in Falta at the moment.
Again, so right now we are currently present here, and you can see behind me, this is that particular lane where this entire, tensions escalated in this particular place. And currently also you can see there are protesters currently standing here. The security officials have almost made a kind of a shield, a multi-layer shield, where the first layer is of them, having the police shield with them, having the gunshots. Then there are following, layers of security so that they don't come out to the main road. Remember, this is the main highway that connects, to other main cities as well. This is the main highway that connects, the Magrahat, the constituency where the repolling is also happening, to Falta and to the other constituency of Diamond Harbour. So currently also you see the people just adjacent to the main highway, and that is why the security officials are on the spot. They are cautious of the fact that any, loose loophole from here can lead things to a massive scale, and that is why you are seeing them here. Not just there is a marksman vehicle which is also standing there. I would also my kind of person to just come with me so that we can show the level of deployment. It is not just inside this lane. This is the main highway, and you can see both the side of this main highway, that particular part as well. This is another lane that is going to another colony. So the police officials, the security officials are trying to make sure that no protesters come from any of these openings, because this is the main highway. The vehicles, go on a faster pace on this particular side. And if I was my kind of person to zoom on this right side just behind us, so that you can also see the marksman vehicle, the one vehicle which is more contested about. The Trinamool Congress basically questioned what is the need of such heavy deployment, what is the need of having a marksman vehicle. Well, today we got a hint of it, that when things can go out of the hands, you might require the RAF officials, the CRPF officials to de-escalate this entire issue, because again the kind of allegations that are coming in, especially from a constituency on a Lok Sabha level, which is Diamond Harbour, which comes under Abhishek Banerjee, the senior leader of the Trinamool Congress. Again, these are very serious allegations coming in of rape threats, of murder theft, just because they are not
absolutely, and the allegations were right are sensational in nature. We heard, you're absolutely right about that, and we heard obviously what the locals have had to say. Let's open this up obviously for a discussion as well. We have Pratim Ranjan Bose, senior journalist with us and columnist. We also have Akashdeep Muni, political analyst with us. Welcome both of you. Thank you for joining us on Times Now. I'll come to you, Pratim Ranjan Bose. Just as my colleague was telling us, why is there a need for such a big deployment of central forces? That has been the moot question which the TMC is asking today. Will you say, by looking at the scenes on the ground, perhaps this is why you need the central forces on the ground? Because what we saw on ground there in Falta today, that Flashpoint, the situation volatile, and obviously some very serious allegation against the TMC by the locals.
Unfortunately, Trinamool built an empire of fear, which helps, doing this poll rigging, the CEO, EC observer Subrata Gupta went on record in my interview saying that no one rigged polls like West Bengal and the use of violence and all these things. It is simply unfortunate. It's a by-poll and in a few booths, and what was done on the polling day was equally awful. And this area particularly has Hindus are minority here. So the EVMs were taped, accepting in all, accepting TMC buttons. And it is just unfortunate that we have to live through this. That only tells you that what would happen after the election if TMC wins.
And obviously, those are very serious allegations, something which you also highlight by the locals. Again, Akashdeep Muni, I'm sure you heard what the locals have had to say. They are claiming that they are being threatened openly by who they identify and call as quote-unquote TMC goons. What will you say about the type of politics we are seeing in Bengal and also the BJP's demand when it comes to repolling?
See, first and foremost, we don't know their locals or BJP leaders and BJP workers. It has many times on television shown that BJP workers speaking, becoming locals. We have seen that in North Bengal, in Darjeeling area, but later on it was found that they were not locals, they were BJP leaders. First. Second point I want to make here, that we all know that 27 lakh voters has been eliminated in this particular SIR. And for the first time in the history of Indian independence, 27 lakh voters, legitimate voters, as per the Election Commission mandate, has not been allowed to vote in this particular election. This shows that how democracy has been threatened in this particular elections. And
so you're leveling a serious allegation. You're saying you don't know whether they are locals or if they are BJP workers. Why don't you listen to them and maybe decide for yourself? Because people who are speaking on camera claim that they are locals and they are narrating their ordeal, talking about what happened to them, how they claim they have been threatened, intimidated by TMC leaders. Listen in to their allegations.
बहुत सालों से चल रहा है, दिनों से नहीं, सालों से चल रहा है, सालों से चल रहा है।
पहले कभी आप लोगों ने पुलिस कंप्लेंट नहीं किया?
पुलिस कंप्लेंट करके क्या करेंगे? पुलिस तो उन लोगों का ही लोग है ना। हम पुलिस कंप्लेंट करेंगे 2 दिन बाद पुलिस अगर हमको मार डांट दे के चले जाए। चुनाव के दिन वो लोग कुछ नहीं किया, चुनाव के बाद से ही उसके बाद नहीं, उसके बाद के दिन से ही वो ऐसे कर रहा है। सबके घर में जो जाकर मार रहा है, भेंट कर रहा है, जो उन लोगों के साथ ही भी है उनको भी मार रहा है। सिर्फ मेरे घर में नहीं, और मेरे पति तो कोई पार्टी भी नहीं करता। वो आकर बच्चे को लेने के लिए आया, वो समझ नहीं पाया कि क्या हुआ, उसको आकर मार दिया।
इस्राफिल चौकदार हमारे गांव के एक घर में आस्कर घुसकर उन्होंने घर के सब लोगों को बाहर कर दिया। उनको बच्चों को मारने की हुमकी।
किन्होंने?
इस्राफिल चौकदार ने।
कौन है वो?
हमारे पंचायत प्रधान है।
कौन सा पार्टी से?
TMC। एक बेजुबान थी उनके घर पे, उनको भी निकाल दिया गया था।
So we have women from Falta locals saying that they have been threatened by the TMC workers who they are identifying and naming. We have my colleagues Shivam and Rajesh who are live with us. Rajesh, you have been reporting obviously from the ground zero. You'd also earlier told us about the entire timeline. Take us through what exactly transpired today. I believe you were telling us earlier how it was around 12 p.m. that the locals gathered, protest started. What happened after that? Take us through, the entire sequence of events first of all.
So the local villagers of this particular village started a protest over here on this highway, seeking immediate arrest of all those culprits who stopped them, who prevented them from casting their votes on the day of poll, which held on the 29th of April. And the protest was going on over here on this particular highway. And since, as per the allegation of huge forces from state police, from Bengal police arrived over here, and they resorted to lathi charge to take the situation at control to disperse the protesters from this highway. And this is also being alleged that following which after this lathi charge, several common villagers were badly injured. They were brutally injured during the lathi charge. This is the allegation of those villagers. And following which when we arrived over here, we found that altercation was taking place between the agitated villagers and higher officials of Bengal police. There was a additional SP rank officer present here in the charge of law and order duty, and villagers were alleging against him. They were targeting this particular officer, saying that he was the responsible man who ordered for lathi charge in this particular area. And following which we have seen that discussion took place between the villagers and the higher officials, but the agitating villagers demanded that central forces should be here, and he has to bring additional central force over here. They don't want state police. The villagers of this particular village where I'm standing right now don't want Bengal police, state police, because they don't believe in the state police, since they are alleging against the Bengal police only. So after which additional security forces from CAPF
and we are seeing how obviously the security forces, the central forces are reassuring the locals on the ground as well. Rajesh, thank you for joining us with all these details. Shivam, and obviously also thank you to our guest who joined us on the broadcast. We're slipping into a quick commercial break. The Falta Flashpoint, that's going to be one of our top focus areas through the course of the day. As of now, slipping into a short commercial break.